You filled up your tank this week and something felt wrong. Not just expensive, wrong. The number on the pump kept climbing past $80, past $100, past $120, and you stood there thinking, how is this my life? Here is how. On February 28th, the United States and Israel launched strikes on Iran. Within 72 hours, the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed. That waterway moves 20% of the world's entire oil supply every single day. 20%? Gone. Overnight. Global crude oil prices jumped from $73 a barrel to over $115 in less than 5 weeks. And every single cent of that increase lands on you at the pump. The national average for regular gasoline hit $4.11 on April 6th, according to the American Automobile Association. That is a 38% increase since the day the war began. If you drive a pickup truck, the most popular vehicle in America, you're looking at $145 every time you fill the tank. Diesel crossed $5.62 per gallon. That 49% surge means every product you buy, every grocery you order, every package that arrives at your door is getting more expensive right now. And analysts at Macquarie Group warned this week that if the war extends into summer, there's a 40% chance prices reach $7 per gallon. $7. But here is what nobody is telling you while you watch that number climb. Your car is losing fuel right now because of 3 things you can fix today. All 3 cost under $1. Welcome to Dr. Phillip's Forbidden Files. If this kind of knowledge matters to you, hit subscribe and the bell. This is where we dig up what they buried. Before I show you the 3 fixes, I put together a complete guide for everything in this video. It is called the Dr. Phillip's Forbidden Files Complete Vault. Inside, you will find the exact pressure specifications for every major vehicle sold in America and how to read your door jamb sticker correctly. A step-by-step guide to checking your air filter condition with nothing but a flashlight. The specific injector cleaner formula that Southwest Research Institute tested and confirmed restores up to 94% of injector flow in a single tank. A monthly fuel savings calculator showing your real numbers based on your vehicle and your commute. And a complete breakdown of which gas station brands use top-tier detergent fuel and which ones are quietly depositing carbon in your engine. Over 10 guides in one place. No filler, straight to the point. The link is in the description. But stay here. Everything you are about to see comes from data the oil industry would prefer you never run the numbers on. Let me take you back to 1973. October 6th, Egypt and Syria launch a surprise attack on Israel during Yom Kippur. The United States supports Israel. And 11 days later, the Arab members of OPEC cut off oil exports to America entirely. Overnight, gas stations ran dry. Lines stretched for blocks. Rationing began. Speed limits were slashed to 55 miles per hour nationwide to conserve fuel. The price of crude oil quadrupled in 4 months. American engineers and fleet managers had to solve a problem immediately. How do you squeeze more miles out of every gallon when the gallon costs 4 times what it did a month ago? And they found 3 answers. 3 mechanical interventions so simple they cost almost nothing. The military began implementing them across vehicle fleets. Commercial trucking companies adopted them as standard operating procedure. Companies with large vehicle fleets trained every driver and mechanic on all 3. Those 3 fixes have been standard knowledge inside commercial fleet management for 50 years. And in 50 years, the retail automotive industry and the gas station lobby have never once put them on a billboard. Because the customer who squeezes 20% more miles out of every gallon is a customer who buys 20% less gasoline. That is money that never gets spent at the pump. That is a problem for a $30 billion annual fuel retail industry. So they let you drive around losing efficiency you could recover in 20 minutes. And every time prices spike, they profit from your ignorance twice. Once at the barrel, once at the pump. If you are still watching, you already understand this better than 99% of drivers filling up right now. Subscribe and share this with everyone you know who drives to work. The complete guide is in the description. Now let me show you exactly what is happening in your car right now and exactly how to fix it. The first problem is your tires. Right now, the majority of cars on American roads are running on underinflated tires, not dramatically flat, just a few pounds low. A study from the Oak Ridge National Laboratory commissioned by the United States Department of Energy tested a 2009 Toyota Corolla with tires at 75% of the recommended pressure. Fuel economy dropped by 2 to 3% at that level alone. At 50% of recommended pressure, the vehicle used 5 to 10% more fuel, and the DOE confirmed the baseline number every fleet manager already knew. For every 1 pound per square inch drop across all 4 tires, you lose approximately 0.2% of your fuel economy. That sounds tiny, but the average car loses 1 to 2 psi per month just from normal air permeation through the tire rubber. Most drivers have not checked their tire pressure in months. Some have not checked it since they bought the car. If all 4 of your tires are 6 psi below spec, which is well within what the DOE research identifies as common, you are burning roughly 1 to 2% more fuel every single mile. The DOE estimates that improperly inflated tires waste 3.56 million gallons of gasoline across America every single day. At $4.11 per gallon, that is $14.6 million burned into the atmosphere daily because Americans do not know their tire pressure. The fix costs under $1. A basic tire pressure gauge from any dollar store or auto parts chain. Your vehicle's correct PSI is printed on a sticker inside your driver's side door jamb, not on the tire sidewall. That number is the maximum, not the target. Check all 4 tires cold, meaning before you have driven more than a mile that day. Add air at any gas station for free at most locations, or buy a 12-volt compressor for under $15 and keep it in your trunk. That is fix number 1. Fix number 2 is your air filter. Your engine is an air pump. For every gallon of gasoline it burns, it needs roughly 10,000 gallons of air. The air filter's job is to let that air in while keeping out the particles that destroy engine components. Over time, the filter loads up with dirt, dust, and debris. And when it gets severely clogged, it starts strangling the engine. Now here is the honest version of this story, because this channel does not exaggerate to make a point. For modern fuel-injected vehicles, the computer adjusts fuel delivery to compensate for reduced airflow under moderate restriction. A slightly dirty filter on a modern car may not show measurable MPG loss, but a severely clogged filter is a different situation entirely. Research cited by the National Technical Information Service found that excessive pressure drop across a severely blocked air filter can dramatically increase fuel consumption. For high-mileage vehicles, turbocharged engines, and any car operating in dusty or construction-heavy environments, the impact is real and measurable. And for vehicles that have never had their filter changed or have gone well beyond the manufacturer's recommended interval, restoring proper airflow can recover 2 to 6% in fuel economy. The Oak Ridge National Laboratory study that the DOE cites explicitly notes that air filter condition improves performance, throttle response, and engine protection, regardless of the direct MPG impact on newer vehicles. At $4.11 per gallon, even a 2% recovery on a truck that burns 60 gallons a month is $5 back in your pocket. Every month, indefinitely. Here is how to check your air filter without spending a dollar. Locate the air filter housing under your hood. It is a black plastic box, usually rectangular, connected to a large duct that runs toward the engine. Unclip the housing. It requires no tools on most vehicles. Pull the filter out and hold it up to any light source. If you can see light through it, the filter is serviceable. If the filter is dark gray, packed with debris, or you cannot see light through it, replace it. A standard replacement filter costs $8 to $25 at any auto parts store and takes under 5 minutes to install. No mechanic, no appointment, no labor charge. Fix number 3 is the one that surprises people. Your fuel injectors are dirty. Every time fuel burns in your engine, it leaves behind trace amounts of carbon, varnish, and gum. Over time, these deposits build up on the tiny nozzles that spray fuel into your cylinders. When injectors are partially fouled, they cannot produce the precise spray pattern your engine was designed for. The fuel does not atomize correctly. Combustion becomes less complete, and incomplete combustion means unburned fuel leaving through your exhaust instead of converting to forward motion. Researchers at the Southwest Research Institute confirmed that polyethyramine-based fuel additives, called PEA cleaners, can restore up to 94% of injector flow rate in a single tank of treated fuel. AmSoil conducted independent testing using the federal test procedure, the same driving cycle used to calculate EPA fuel economy ratings. Their results showed an average 2.3% improvement in fuel economy across treated vehicles, with peak results reaching 5.7% for a truck burning 60 gallons a month at $4.11. A 2.3% improvement is $5.68 saved per month. A 5.7% improvement is $14. For under $1, here is exactly how to do it. Go to any auto parts store, Walmart, Target, or Amazon. Buy a bottle of fuel injector cleaner that explicitly lists PEA, polyethyramine, as an active ingredient. Brands with confirmed PEA formulas include Chevron Techron, BG44K, and Redline SI1. These bottles cost between $4 and $12 and treat a full tank. But some dollar stores and discount auto sections carry single-use foil packets of injector cleaner concentrate for under $1. These smaller concentrate formats are legitimate for a single treatment. Pour the entire bottle or packet into your tank before you fill up. Drive normally for the full tank. The detergent circulates with the fuel, reaches every injector, and dissolves the carbon deposits as it burns. Do this every 3,000 to 5,000 miles as a maintenance dose, or every time you change your oil. Now let me show you the real numbers for what these 3 fixes are worth at current prices. Take the average American commuter putting 1,000 miles on their car each month. In a pickup truck at 20 miles per gallon, that is 50 gallons consumed per month. At $4.11 per gallon, that is $205.50 every single month just in gasoline. Proper tire inflation recovering 1%, $2.05 saved per month. Proper tire inflation at the high end of the DOE range recovering 3%, $6.16 saved per month. A clean air filter on a high mileage vehicle recovering 3%, $6.16 saved per month. PA injector cleaner at the AmSoil average of 2.3%, $4.73 saved per month. Combined, a driver who does all 3 correctly and whose vehicle responds at the midpoint of each range saves approximately $15 to $20 per month. At 1,500 miles per month, which is closer to the real American commuter, that number climbs to $25 to $30 per month. If gas reaches $7 per gallon, as the 40% scenario projects, those same 3 fixes on the same commuter are worth $40 to $55 per month, every month, without spending another dollar. But there is something larger happening here. The fleet managers who discovered these 3 fixes during the 1973 oil embargo did not keep them secret because they were complicated. They kept them inside the industry because the industry runs on fuel consumption. The commercial trucking sector adopted them because their margins depended on fuel efficiency. Their customers demanded efficiency. Your gas station has no such incentive. Your gas station makes more money when you buy more gasoline. The automaker makes more money when your car sounds wrong and you bring it in for service. The war in Iran will end. Oil prices will fall. They always do. But your tires will still lose pressure next month. Your air filter will still load up with debris over the next year. Your injectors will still accumulate deposits with every tank you burn. These three fixes are not a war response. They are what anyone who understood the mechanics of a vehicle already knew. They just never had a reason to tell you. Check your tire pressure today before you drive to work tomorrow. Pull out your air filter and hold it up to a light. Add a bottle of pea cleaner next time you fill up. That is it. $1, 20 minutes. Permanent change in what you pay at the pump for as long as prices stay elevated. Share this video with everyone in your contacts who drives to work. Every share is one more household that stops bleeding money at the pump because nobody told them the truth. Every share is one more driver who does not send that extra $20 a month to the people who are already profiting from a war they did not start and cannot stop. This knowledge has been around for 50 years. The only reason it never reached you is because reaching you costs them money. That ends today. Subscribe to Dr. Phillip's Forbidden Files. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside will cost them even more.